Hi, this is Shannon Seaver. Today we are starting to look at truth tables and dealing with biconditionals. This is part 2 of the series from section 3.4. On our agenda today, we're going to understand the definition of a biconditional. We're going to construct truth tables for biconditional statements, and we're going to determine the truth value for a compound statement for a specific case. So first, let's look at biconditional statements. Remember, these statements are the if and only if statements. So here we have, you pass your driver's test, I will buy you a car. Remember, the if and only if statement says, you pass your driver's test, if and only if I buy you a car. So on these cases, note that down here it says the rule. We have it starred, that's important for you to remember, that the biconditional is true when both statements are true or false. So here we have the two statements are true here, and they're both false here. In both of those cases, it will be true, and then the rest will be false. Okay? So let's review for a second. Conjunction. You're looking for two truths to make a true. Disjunction, that's the or statement. You're looking for two falses to make a false. An if-then statement, you're looking for first a true, then a false to make a false. And then the last one is the biconditional, the if and only if. You're looking for either two truths or two falses to make a true. So let's look at this truth table here. We have P or Q, if and only if, not P, then Q. So the first thing I want to look at in this one is P or Q. Remember the or, we're looking for two falses. Well, here they are right here. So that'll be a false. Everything else is a true. Now I need to look at the inside of this one, the right parentheses, and we have a not Q. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. That will be false, true, false, true. We have an if not Q, then P. So in this case, I'm going to copy the P over here so I can make sure that it's in the right order for the if-then statement. So it'll be true, true, false, false. And now I can put those two things together like this. Now remember, the first statement has to be true and the second has to be false for a false. Well, we have that right here. So that'll be false on the bottom, but the rest will be true. And now, the last one is we're going to put all of this in this column right here. I'm not going to copy it. You see what I'm saying. So it's an if-then, and we are looking for, in these two columns, from them both to be true or both to be false at the same time. Notice that we have two falses here, so that's going to be a true. Two trues here, that's also a true. Two trues here, that's also a true. And two trues here, that is a true. So, remember, when we have the final column being all true, what is that called? A tautology. Now, I want you to try for this one. Pause the video and check your work. Hopefully this is what you got. This one's also a tautology. So now we want to determine the truth value. If you have a super $1 million prize entry number that matches the winning pre-selected number, you return the number before the deadlines stated below and you will win $1 million. So let's set up our truth statements for this. First of all, if you win a $1 million prize entry number, if your $1 million prize entry number matches the winning selected number. So that first statement is a P, and you return the number before the deadline stated below. That would be a Q for that part. Notice there's a comma here, so we're going to put parentheses around it. It's an if-then, so it'll be an arrow. You will win $1 million. That'd be an R. So let's take this next part and plug it into this. Suppose that your $1 million prize entry number does not match. So that's going to be a false here. The winning number, pre-selected number. You do return the number before the deadline, so that would be a true. And you win only a free issue of the magazine. So really you did not win the $1 million, so that would be a false. So let's see if these conditions are such that we can sue the credit card company for making a false claim. So false and a true would be a false. And then a false, if false, then false, that's going to be a true. Because the only time when you have an if-then statement, it has to be true, then false to make it false. So it's a true. So you cannot sue the credit card company under these conditions. Let's look at the same thing for this following issue. Remember, we have P and Q, then R. So I'm going to write that here just to remind us. P and Q, then R. Suppose that your number actually matches the winning number. So that would be a true for the P. But you do not return the number. So that would be a false for Q. And you win nothing. So that would be a false for R. So here we have T and F. Remember, they both have to be true to be true. So this will be a false. If false, then false. Well, that's true. So once again, we can't sue.